Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, out on another unbelievably beautiful December day. And it was funny, I was talking to one of my buddies who disagrees with me on a lot of stuff, like global warming. And he's like, oh, what do you think about global warming now, Rob? And I said, well, I gotta admit, this year has been crazy, but this is the first year I've actually seen it here locally. And I might add, there's all kinds of crazy shit going on with we got that volcano going off in Spain for months on end still, giant boulders coming out of it and all kinds of stuff. Probably messed up the jet stream somehow. I'm just assuming, but who knows. Anyways, 1 year out of how many years have I been alive that we've had a winter that's this mild. Big deal. 1 year. After 1 year, is that gonna make you believe, like, if it rains in December, all December for just the month of December for a year, is that gonna have everybody panic out of all the other years? I don't think so. So my stance on global warming is still, I'm rock solid on that still. Even though this year we had some, obvious signs of some crazy going on. But who knows what that is, considering they just said China got their weather weapon up and running and working. That's public news. I shared that on the survival group page. You guys can check that out. And I know the States has been manipulating weather with their HARP setup as well. So if they can control the weather, then what the hell are they talking about global warming for? They're talking about carbon, guys. And carbon means they want to get rid of carbon. Well, guess what carbon is? You, me, anybody watching this is carbon. We're carbon-based life forms. And that's their code word for depopulation. They want to get rid of all the carbon. That means you, me, and your family. So I'm going to get into that shortly in the next video clip. I'm going to pause it because it's going to get loud. Alright guys, hopefully that's not too bad for you now. So like I was saying, a lot of people have been raising the red flags, all the alternative media sources that I've been watching just recently. They say the new year coming up, 2022, is going to be an absolute hellhole, and I'm tending to agree with them. We have people with a lot of money, with a lot of time on their hands, that are eugenicists who want to, while they think there's too many people on the planet. And so they come up with this plan to eliminate the Earth's population by 2030. Now, if you were one of the unfortunate suckers who got the shots, and I say plural on that, and will continue to get the other boosters, then you're playing right into their hands. The documentation is out there. They have released 86 pages so far of what these shots do to you long term, and there's more than 86 pages, guys. They're going to be releasing 86 pages every month for 77 years. That's the calculation of how many documents and how long it's going to take as they release that. So just prepare. Now, why, if they say it's so safe, why cover it up and not release all the documentation for 77 years? Well, because by then everybody who took it would be dead, and no one can complain then. But luckily that one judge ordered them to start releasing anyways. The first 86 pages, you can go read them. I posted the link on the survival group page. You're gonna have to dig for it a little bit. It's a PDF. And there's going to be more to come on that. As soon as I get a hold of them, I will post them to the survival group page. So we got some crazy people running the world. They got too much money, too much power, too much influence, and they want you dead because they think there's too many people and it's going to affect the planet, because they don't want you around to take the ship down with them. All makes sense to me, because they got everything they need right now, more than enough, and they don't want you to burden that whatsoever. Be back in a bit. Alrighty guys, getting back to the subject at hand. 2022, it's going to be a mess, I believe, what the alternative media is saying. And if you notice, have been following what's going on, especially on the survival group that I run on Facebook, lots of news anchors have quit their jobs, retiring, and on their last message to the public, they said, I'm getting out of here, shit's going down. Example is that of, I think his name was Tom Brokaw. I think that's the guy. I'm not totally sure. I shared the video on the survival group page. I can correct that later on if I made a mistake there. But anyways, he just recently did this. Also, Roger Corman, I believe his name is. Big wig. Just bought a whack ton of property, middle of nowhere. He's going to be setting up his little bug out location to ride out the storm. Why he's doing that? Well, I guess his kind of money, he can afford to do that on a dime. Just snap his fingers and then they can set up a off-grid location for him within a year, which is cutting it a little close. But I'm pretty sure the marching orders have gone out, because you're seeing these bigwigs either retire, resign, all these CEOs resigning or retiring early. And the orders have gone out, guys, to the top end of the public, which is the bigwigs, not us. And it's just now trickling down. So that's major red flags going on. There was also rumblings of the United States court system not even being in service next year. What the hell does that mean? That means if there's no justice system next year, what the hell does that mean exactly? Okay? There's something going on, something major. There's rumblings going on. Now, for me, my situation, well, kind of a big kick in the nuts, because I've been prepping with the off-grid tiny house for a while. Got kicked out of my location at a bad time, and in a new location until April. Now, the tiny house is still technically mine because I've only been given half the money. And the contract we have, there's no refunds. It's as is, on and on and on. So, if this woman doesn't come up with the money or tries to back out of the deal, I keep the tiny house and the money. And hey, I'll have everything but land. So in the meantime, guys, I've been busting ass working, just saving money to try and get a little piece of heaven out in the country somewhere, just out of the city, not too far out of the city, but enough to set up a new home, basically, an off-grid homestead. Hopefully with the tiny house, but it is what it is. If it is definitely sold. I do have half the cash. It was a cash sale. So, and the contract's been signed. We both have copies of it, both parties. So it is what it is. But what a kick in the nuts for me. Really bad. Like, it's just I have a saying, it's just my luck. all the crap I go through is just my luck. But in the end, you know, I prevail, as usual. Just little roadblocks along the way. All the issues with the tiny house and all of that over the years, it's just my luck. But it's quite the big kick in the nuts for me, because with everything getting horribly bad and inflation just shooting through the roof everywhere, it's not good. But then again, I'd like to thank all the Democrat voters for that. All the numbnuts who have no brain and who are on the wrong side of history. Sorry to say, if you think it's harsh, then you better get some thicker skin, because you voted for this, you caused this. And actually, like I said, definitely Trump won. And when they stopped the votes during election night, you can go back and look at this. Trump was leading pretty much every friggin' state going, ahead by 5-10 points across the board. And have you ever seen an election shut down in the middle of an election night so they could add votes the next morning by mail-in ballots coming out of God knows where? No, I've never seen that, and never enough to change the direction of the election, except in this case Democrats stole it. And they did that because they could not let Trump in, because if Trump was in power, none of this shit would be going on right now, and it's just the way it is. There wouldn't be all this lockdown bullshit. Fauci would have been gone. A lot of these people would have been long gone, and it is what it is. But it's the mess we're in now. Now we got to live with it. So Biden's got the lowest approval ratings of probably any president now, and there's no doubt in my mind he deserves it, and it's probably even lower than what they're saying normally is. But thanks to all the dumbos who didn't like Trump for whatever reason. Oh my God, he tweets a lot. I don't like him. If that's your reasoning, guys, holy crap. Get a grip. So now we're in quite the mess. Everybody, all the preppers are saying 2022 is going to be an absolute hellhole, and I'm agreeing with them. Alrighty guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about how Mr. Bonehead's doing, the Bonehead administration running the United States right now. Now, here in Canada, we also have a bonehead administration called Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. So when I talk about the two, they're basically doing the same thing, spending more money that they don't have, and putting us into massive inflation. And this is planned. It's a controlled collapse. I made a video a long time ago now. You guys can go look it up in my prepping playlist on my YouTube channel, and right in the title, SHTF is here, slow motion controlled collapse. And that's what we're in right now. So they're just cratering Canada and the United States with inflation and all the little government mechanisms they can right now. Meanwhile, they're trying to get China in to be the head, run everything, communism. But unfortunately for China, they've tanked as well with the Evergrande debacle, and they're overreaching. And a lot of surrounding companies are pretty much fed up with them right now. And for good reason. So I'll get back into it in a little bit. Gotta pause it. So, the most disgraceful politicians are in power right now. Hopefully not for long. 2022 is on the way. However, you think we can survive a full term of these people? I tell you, hell no. And the collapse is here, guys. They're, like in my previous video, a lot of head CEOs are resigning and retiring and bugging out. A lot of people with money have underground bunkers ready. Atlas Bunkers YouTube channel talked about this, and they're busier than ever. It's all high-end CEOs and clients that they have from all over the world. Everybody, all the bigwigs with money are hunkering down, loading their bunkers with survival food and survival supplies, and getting ready for what's coming. The goal, like I mentioned in that video as well, 2030 depopulation program. They want 90% of us gone by 2030. And I think I mentioned how that's going to happen in that video, so you can go ahead and rewatch that. I won't repeat it here. So, cratering our economy. You know, when Trump was in, the United States was self-sufficient of all their oil and natural gas. All their production was in-house. Oil and gas prices were the lowest ever. And when Biden, the bonehead, got in, he axed all that and started borrowing, trying to get oil from foreign powers again, like what got you guys into Iraq and all that other crap. Looking for oil. So, pretty pathetic. Oil prices and gas prices skyrocketed under the Biden administration. Oops, boneheaded administration. And still to this day. And that's not all. Unlimited spending of money because they can't balance their budget. Now, if you and I couldn't balance our budget, guess what would happen to us, guys? We'd be on the street. Oh, but not the politicians. Oh no, they're spending our money and putting the whole country on the street. And that's what's happening. We have massive inflation, 10% minimum, they said. I'm sure it's probably more like 12 to 15. And with inflation, guys, you notice all the extreme price hikes. Well, guess what? That means under the bonehead administration, your wages have actually gone down under his administration via inflation. Because you can't buy what you used to with what you make. It's just the way it is. But you voted for this dumbass. And what does that say about you? Get a mirror, take a good look. You voted for this Dumbo. When we had it good, you had to ruin it. Think about that. Now we're all paying for it. So, luckily over here in Canada, Trudeau doesn't have a majority, and they're keeping him somewhat in line, but he's still tyrannical as hell with all the shit going on. And Doug Ford, turncoat of the Conservative Party, basically the same. Unbelievable. So I gotta pause it for a second and I'll get back to it. And we're back. So, everybody, including Democrats, are having some serious buyer's remorse with the bonehead administration. The gaslighting in the media of this dude can do no wrong is unbelievable. The conservatives were warning about it forever via fake news. The title, fake news, yeah, it's fake. There was people on there that, like that Kramer guy, saying this is the best economy he's ever seen with a straight face. Unbelievable, guys. This is supposed to be a financial dude on TV. Holy shit. That unintentional comedy, guys. You guys can go look that up. That Kramer, holy shit. Full on gaslighting. If you don't know what gaslighting is, go look up the definition. Yeah, unbelievable. And then we got the bonehead trancing around. His people trance him around, throw him in front of a teleprompter, and he can't even read one properly without reading end of message or end of end of speech and all kinds of nonsense, because the dude's either got an earpiece in being told what's going on, or he's reading a teleprompter, and then he goes a little too far. They don't want him doing any live questions. He even went on that Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show with a pre-recorded interview instead of showing up live in person. Not that those shows matter. I stopped watching them after Jay Leno got out of there, because they all went downhill. Even Saturday Night Live, everything just tanked after that. But pathetic, guys. Everybody knows there's something wrong with the dude. Why you voted for him is beyond me. Just to spite Trump. Now it's come back to bite you, and it's spiting the country, putting us all in the hurt locker. And 2022 is going to be seriously rough. If you have not started prepping, oh my God, your money is not going to go as far as you think now. So I've been warning for years, and if you're just getting into it now, good luck to you, because your dime ain't going to go as far as what you think anymore, guys. It's just the way it is. Not fun, not fun. So hopefully here in Canada, we can get the People's Party of Canada in. Somebody with a brain. All these other parties are trash. Complete trash. United Nations, World Health Organization backed politicians that have got us into this mess from day one. So, complete garbage, complete trash. I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so with all the inflation going on, after I'm done one more lap on my walk here, I'm on the second one, about 3/4 of the way through, and that'll be almost 2 miles. So one more lap will be 3-mile walk, and I shoot video while I walk, because one thing, it goes by quickly, and plus I'm getting exercise, getting the vitamin D, and gotta love that. Especially in this awesome December weather this year. And now, you know, I did mention friends poking fun at me. Oh, there's no global warming now, right, Rob? Well, they can poke fun all day, but I don't see them going off the grid or getting solar panels either. So it's all shit talk from trolls. I shake my head at a lot of people. They just do not get it. And those are the people who were against Trump, and now we're all paying the price for getting the bonehead administration in. So after my 3-mile walk, I'm gonna jump in my truck, and I am going to shoot over to the Dollar Tree to do a little shopping investigation. What do I mean by that? Well, I heard the Dollar Tree in the United States now costs $1.25 for all their products, which, well, here in Canada, that was the price from the get-go when they first came to Canada, $1.25. And now I'm assuming the Dollar Tree is going to be $1.50 or more, which is kind of scary here in Canada. So I'm gonna go do a little investigative shopping over there just to see and check things out. Now I already know we have a store here called Dollarama, which is similar to like a Five Below, but you basically can get everything there grocery wise. You can get some tools, you can get some, you know, your soaps, your toilet papers, decorations, groceries and all that stuff. And it's $5 and below is the Dollarama. But my buddy who shops there pretty heavily says, yeah, mostly everything is like $4 now. So this is the inflation you signed up for when you voted Democrat. So I hope everybody who's seeing this video who's a Democrat figures it out and doesn't vote for them ever again, that party. It's just the way it is. So I'm gonna do a little investigation at the local Dollar Tree, see what is going on, because no doubt in my mind the prices have been jacked. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree for a long time, since one of my last videos I made on here for you guys. So I definitely need to go anyways, because I buy the juices there to make my smoothies, and then I add my supplement powder. I add protein powder and like supplement powder to them, and I try to get the ones that don't have a lot of sugar, the juices in them, like the orange juices and stuff, and make my own smoothies at home via that. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with, guys. Unbelievable stuff. It's pretty crazy. So, is what it is. I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, so after my Dollar Tree run, guys, I'm gonna do a little breakdown. I'll buy some stuff and just do a breakdown for you. What all I found. Maybe stuff, maybe newer stuff, even though they did, if they increase prices, normally they bring in more product, but that could be hard to say with the inflation. It's just direct inflation. They got to do it to stay in business, and that really sucks. Thanks, bonehead administration. Thanks, Trudeau. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why do you talk about the States so much, guys? And I've gotten this question a lot. Hasn't seemed to click into my viewers yet. Basically, whatever goes down in the States has a direct effect here in Canada. So when the Biden administration, the bonehead administration, I'm sorry, starts spending money that they don't have, well, what does Canada do? They follow just like Trudeau did, and just spend money he doesn't have, which is easy, but when it comes to pay the piper, oh well, we're left hanging the bag. Has nothing to do with him. So I've met people along the way who say they're preppers, and then they question me, why do I put food back? I stored all this rice and beans and stuff in these big soda containers, plastic containers that are food grade, and they work great. And I've been slowly going through them to get me by, making vegetable soups, homemade, throw all my spices in, awesome meals, hearty meals. And then when a prepper or poser prepper asks me questions like, why are you putting food back? That sounds dumb. And then later on they come back and tell me, well, I guess you were right about putting food back. The prices of everything's gone up, and you're still sitting on a sweet stockpile, that shit that lasts for 25 years in a sealed container. Yeah, guys, it's called critical thinking. Think ahead. Don't think about what the media says. Think ahead. You gotta do your investigating. You gotta watch both sides of the news, get the full picture, then go from there with what your plans are. Listen to the bullshit propaganda from the mainstream media, then go to alternative, watch them, and see what the real truth is, and then make up your mind. What's the old saying that I always keep bringing up in my videos lately? There's two sides to every story. and you need to know both sides to know what the hell's going on. That's common sense. And then, you know, these are the same poser preppers that don't even watch alternative media and won't even admit to me what they do watch. But I'm pretty sure it's CNN and propaganda news because of the way they act and think. Pretty pathetic. Meanwhile, there's a pedo gate going on at CNN with their CNN producer fired and arrested and Cuomo involved and the whole 9 yards. Crazy. Alrighty guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House back again on the walk and talk trail. Oh, nice out. So, hopefully you guys are prepping. I really hope you are. 2022, like I said in previous videos, a lot of red flags already. It's gonna be tough. My one buddy's got like 3 jobs now and he's just making it, and I mean just. And he's not alone in his house. He lives in a house that he rents with his wife and another girlfriend, just so they guys, all of them can just squeak by. And that's with all of them with multiple jobs. It's crazy. Unbelievable stuff. Now he was talking about a little bit to us. He was an Uber driver, or not really an Uber driver, but like a food delivery driver. You know, one of those skip the dishes deals. And some nights he did really well, but now with the gasoline and diesel prices, holy shit. So I said to him, the only way you're gonna make that worth your while is if you actually had like a Tesla electric car. And he's like, yeah, I can get one for $34,000. I don't know what planet he's living on, but if you can get a Tesla for that cheap, Canadian, then why don't you already own one? Because the only way for him to actually make money doing the delivery service is to eliminate the gasoline price, and he would definitely do that with an all-electric vehicle. So but then I told him, well, you do realize you're gonna have to hire an electrician to install the charging station at your house for the car, because that just doesn't come with it. That's all extra. And then he's like, oh yeah. And then he was asking me if I could do it for him, and I said, I ain't gonna be liable if your house burns down. Plus, I think it's, well, I know it's 220, but I'm not entirely sure how it all hooks up. I'm pretty sure it's pretty straightforward, but is what it is. So he's thinking about getting an electric car. Now, the same guy, my buddy there, he's trying to get out of the rental nonsense and get his own place. But it's near impossible with the situation the government has put us all in here in Canada and the United States. If he was to leave his apartment right now, at the rate he's locked in at, he'd have to spend like $2,500 a month rent plus utilities. Unbelievable to find a new place to rent at. If he can find a new place to rent at is the big thing. So they got him bent over a barrel there. And to buy a house outright, or mortgage one at least, there's bidding wars, $150,000 over asking price still to this day for housing. And we're talking war home 1940s houses. Now, I'm not knocking 1940s houses because they're built to last. They're war homes. They made stuff really good back then. But he would have to drop another $100,000 just to bring it up to date for them to, you know, get along, or, you know, there's a lot of work involved anyways. So they missed out on that because people were outbidding them by 150 grand over asking. So it's pretty brutal out there, guys. He's basically stuck on a hamster wheel. Yet again, he's the same person who was poo-pooing my tiny house ideas in the beginning and the off-grid ideas. So, you know, things come full circle. Because I started the tiny house thing about, I don't know, 7 years ago, 8 years ago now. And, you know, the only reason I had to sell is the same situation I had 7 years ago, is I cannot find local country land if your life depends on it. I'm like in the twilight zone, and I cannot move because I have a good job here locally. I'm not giving up that for some, you know, I could have some sweet property somewhere, but if I don't have an income out there, then you're SOL, you know? So I got to find the balance, and I'm working on that. So in the meantime, I'm busting buns, saving my money, and doing that. Saving up for a place out in the country, just outside the city. My plan is, hopefully it's a property that doesn't have neighbors that are too close near it on either side. And hopefully I have a big enough yard where I can just drop down a Amish built shed, which I'll have to buy, and then convert it into off-grid solar for myself as my new house. Meanwhile, renting out the main house, which will be on the grid, to renters at $1,500 a month or more. That'll help pay the mortgage. That'll help pay the any bills, and you can't beat that. I like it. So that's the plan, guys. And I don't know what your guys' situations or plans are, but you better get them sorted out. Now, mine's gonna take quite a while, but it is what it is. I kind of got kicked in the nuts with the tiny house situation, and could never find affordable local country property. And I'm in the same boat as my friend. The prices of everything have gone through the roof. Good luck getting your hands on it. So, just fun. Oh, a little update about my dad's trailer. Since mine is sold, technically, my dad's trailer, we talked to a local farmer. I don't know if I mentioned this on camera yet or not, but we've done work for him before. He's a local farmer, and we talked to him, and he's willing to take on my dad's trailer as a rental spot full time. So in April, we're gonna move his trailer yet again out to this new location. It's closer to town. It's just outside the city, which is nice. So it's not like 10-minute drive out. Not too shabby. It's secure. We can store everything there and get on with it. So my dad won't have to lose his trailer, which is nice, because it definitely comes in handy for storage. I'll tell you what, my bedroom and my far room have turned into hoarding since I lost the tiny house, because I have basically, you know, no tiny house now. So a lot of stuff had to come from the tiny house back to the parents' house, and it's they're still boxed up, and everything's kind of still boxed up. Everything's in limbo, and it sucks, but it is what it is. I got my money out of the trailer. I learned a lot. It was awesome while it lasted, and I had to sell it fairly quickly because, you know, the way stuff was going, it's just insane. And I did sell it very quickly, so I'll give you updates as we go on that. And other than that, guys, things are looking okay. So I'm rounding my third, I'm about 3/4 of the way now on my 3-mile walk and talk deal. So after this, I'm gonna head back, jump in the truck like I mentioned in an earlier video, check out the Dollar Tree, check out the inflationary prices now, and check out what they actually have to offer, because it's been a while since I did a shopping spree there, and I do need some stuff for sure. Run out of my smoothie stuff, so gonna have to get some juices for sure. So we'll see you guys later.